Our next guest began her career in Broadway and in opera, and she's now at the County College of Morris sharing her talents with students. Marielaine Mammon, she is the chairperson of the Department of Music, Dance, and Performing Arts at the County College of Morris. Welcome, Marielaine. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Tell us about your career and what led you to County College of Morris. I know it was not what you expected out of life.
It wasn't. That's very funny that you asked that. I was in a production of in Black River Theater, and one of the professors, the chair of the music department, Dr. Carlo Prisco, saw the production, and he asked, I was playing Lily in Carnival, and he saw the production, and then later on he saw me do something else a few months. I think I was doing Brigadoon Fiona, and he came backstage and asked if I would be interested in teaching. And of course I had 2 teaching degrees, but I was really enjoying myself.
Was this
performing.
pretty early on in your career?
Yes.
So you're having a good time.
I was having a good time. This was, you know, in my late 20s. And then I was starting at Juilliard after my 2 degrees with the American Opera Center. And I was only teaching 2 days a week, which I loved. And I could study and teach and have my family and perform, and it was great. And then I was given this wonderful opportunity to go to the County College of Morris.
How did you feel when they first offered that to you?
My father said, out of respect, you have to go.
Out of respect, you have to take this.
No, he said, go for the interview. I wasn't even going to go for the interview because I really hadn't applied for the position, you see, and it wasn't in my plan at that point. So I went, and they said it's 4 days a week, and I said things like, oh, I have 2 children, and I have to get them on the bus, and they're very young. I did everything to dissuade them. And you know, I came back and I thought about it, and then I had a dear friend, Maria Goldstein, who said, are you crazy? You know, this comes once in a lifetime. So I took the position, and I've been ecstatic ever since.
Marielaine, what did that department look like when you got there?
Oh dear.
Because I want to get to what it looks like now, which is very different.
Very different. It had 1 degree, the 1190, which was the basic music performance, music education. And it had 1 chorus. And it was a very fine department because it had been started by someone intelligent, Dr. John Gorman, who realized that in the beginning you had to have a degreed program. There are 19 community colleges, and we're the only one with all of these degrees because it's so expensive now to start up.
There was 1 degree at that time.
1 degree.
That degree was liberal arts and sciences, humanities, with a music option
Music
degree.
option, exactly right.
Did you look at this program, which had 40 students at the time?
40 students.
Did you look at this and say, oh, I can make some changes here, let me get my hands on this, or was it more of a gradual development?
The first president, Dr. Sherman Maston, said, do what you do best. So the first thing I did was put a course in called Operetta and Musical Workshop. Then we started performing arts. Then I added a voice class. Now we had the chamber choir. I had them this morning, 85 strong this morning.
Wow.
They're great. And then it just evolved. And when I became chair 20 years ago, I realized that we needed the tech programs. You know, it's hard to change
You talk about
foundation.
tech programs, music technology.
Music technology, the wave of the future. And we had to do that. So we started that. That was my first objective as I was the new chair, and we started that.
What do you mean when you say music technology? What's involved in that world?
Electronic music and music recording. We have 2 studios. I'm very proud to say today, as of date, we have 16 electronic music majors. We have a studio downstairs, well equipped with all kinds of computers, synths, 2 recording studios. The tech programs have really enlarged the entire numbers in the music department.
And there's really a lot that goes into that because there's quite a bit of training involved to learn that equipment. Is that right?
You know, it's, to be a techie, you also have to know music. You also have to do theory. You have
And
to do piano.
Is there
so
music
forth.
composition?
Of music composition is the whole thing with theory, and especially for the electronic music, you have to play the keyboard. You have to know piano. So you know, it's very involved. So you have to be a very fine musician, have a very fine ear, especially in recording. You have to understand not only the musicianship that goes in, or the technology for the voice and recording, but the personality.
Speaking of music and big performers, talk to us about the opera and the performances that you're doing there.
Well, this is going to be my 72nd performance at the college. We've done 72 musicals.
Are you involved? Are you performing?
Sometimes, but not.
You're letting the students shine.
Yeah, they have to. They, you know what? I'm so lucky that my dream became a reality. I want their dream to become a reality, and that's so important for our students. They need this. You know, they come out of high school and they're a part of a team for the first time. You know, it's not always sports, and whether it's marching band or chorus or something, but performing on the stage gives them the camaraderie that, you know, the feeling of unity. You know, I do a circle before every single rehearsal, and it gives them that feeling of I can do anything, you know, and applause, applause, what can I say, you know.
What can you say? You can tell us how much you love what you do.
I do, I absolutely love it. I do, I really do.
Could you imagine your life having gone any other way?
Not now, not now.
Marielaine Mammon, I feel your energy. It's riveting. She's the chairperson of the Department of Music, Dance, and Performing Arts.